A very good morning, everyone. My name is Gaurav Shresht, and this webinar is on securities lending and borrowing. So, in this webinar, we are going to cover the basic of the product, securities lending and borrowing. We will take your question and answer also. Any doubt that you have on this product, we will also take that at the end, and we will show you exactly how you can use this product to make a money from the share which is lying on your Demat account. So without wasting much of our time, we will start the webinar. Securities lending and borrowing is the name of the product. Okay, so SLB is a short form. SLB is nothing but a temporary lending of a securities from a lender to a borrower for a certain duration. Okay, so in your screen right now you can see a graphic. You can see two of the main participants, borrower and lenders, and you can see who are the lenders. So lenders are mostly long-term investor. What are long-term investor? Let's suppose you have a stock in your Demat account that you want to hold it for a longer term, let's say for 1 year or more than 1 year time. So what you can do in SLBM, basically you can lend it for, let's say, 1 month or 2 month period to a borrower. So just like you lend your property, let's suppose someone of you have an extra flat or a car and you can rent your property for a particular period. Just like that in SLBM, what happens that you can you can put your shares on lend and you can give it for a month or two to a borrower. It's as simple as that. So if you are a long-term investor or even not a long-term investor, let's suppose that if you want to hold a stock for at least for 3 to 4 months, you can lend those stock in SLBM for a 1 month or for a 2 month period, and you can forward it, and the borrower will take it for a arbitrage purpose. So it's as simple as that. There are two main participants, borrower and lender. Lenders are mostly long-term investors. They lend their share to a borrower and borrower use it for arbitrage purpose. So what are the main key features of SLBM? All the transaction of SLBM is guaranteed by NSCCL. NSCCL stands for National Security Clearing Corporation Limited. This is the body of NSE, which looks after the clearing of the trade. So they work as a guaranteed as a guarantor for the entire transaction. So you don't have to worry about a counterparty risk. All that margin part and everything is managed by them. There are more than 370 stocks which are eligible for NSE in NSE SLBM platform. Now this list of stock keeps on changing from time to time. It is updated on a monthly basis. But almost you can assume that all the A group stock and all the FNO stocks are available in SLBM. The contract period for the SLBM starts from 1 month and goes up to 12 months of a period. Again, this is very subjective. The liquidity is mostly found in the first 1 month contract only and not beyond that. STT and SEBI turnover fee are not applicable in SLBM transaction. So you don't have to worry about STT and SEBI turnover fee. Only the GST and brokerage will be applicable, and obviously your Demat outgoing charges. No STT and SEBI turnover fee are applicable for SLBM. Later on in the upcoming slide, we will give you the detail of the charges and everything. So these are the key main features of SLBM. You don't have to worry about the safety of the other counterparty risk, since guarantor is the NSCCL itself. More than 370 stocks are eligible for SLBM. Contracts are from 1 month to 12 months, and STT and SEBI turnover fee are not applicable for SLBM. So coming to the participant, as you can see in the graph in your screen, there are lenders, there are borrowers, there is a broker for both of them, and then NSCCL who looks after the entire transaction part. So how this exactly works? The lenders, give their share. That through the lender's broker goes to NSCCL, and then NSCCL through them it goes to the borrower broker, and from borrower broker it goes to the borrower. Similarly, on the reverse leg, the borrowers from borrower's account, the borrower's broker will take the share from NSCCL. It will come to the lender broker pool account and then to the lender broker. So this is how the process exactly works. There can be a scenario when the broker for both the parties is the same, but just like a from a secondary market. So what are the main benefit as a lender? Now, obviously, most of our clients are lenders, and I'm assuming that most of the people watching this webinar are also planning to lend their share. So what are the main benefits as a lender? The main benefit is that you can earn an extra income from your idle portfolio. The share which is lying in your Demat account, you can earn an extra income from that without doing any kind of a new investment, or without taking any kind of a new market risk. You can make an extra income from your portfolio. There is no limitation of minimum quantity to lend. So you can lend even one quantity, you can lend even 1,000 quantity, you can lend even 5,000 of 1 lakh quantity. Given that there is a liquidity, there is no minimum quantity requirement, there is no lot size. So you can put the share as much share that you have. If you have only 10 share in your account and you want to lend those 10 share, you can do that. Lenders will be entitled for all the corporate action like dividend and bonuses during the lending period. So the reason for that is because the ownership is still remain with you. You have given the share as a only for a rent. So the ownership still remains with you. You are still the owner of the share. So dividend and corporate action benefits will come to you only. So this will work in a kind of a complex way. There are two series A and series B. We will show you that example also. So how it works exactly, that the dividend and stock split that will automatically come in your account at an expiry of the contract, or before that also for the case of a dividend. For any other corporate action, let's say for bonus or for right issue or for demerger or merger, the contract will get closed itself. So if you have lended for 30 days and after 15 days a bonus is announced or a right issue is announced, the contract of a SLBM will get closed immediately, and the share will come back in your Demat account. So you will be able to get the benefit of the corporate action. So you don't have to worry about anything. Even if the contract is open and in between there is an announcement of a right issue or bonus, the contract will get closed and you will get back your share immediately. For dividend and stock split, the contract will remain open, but you will still get a benefit directly for the dividend and stock split. So this is how it works in the case of a corporate action. Basically, to summarize, you will get a benefit of a corporate action in the case of a lending. The fourth main key benefit of a lenders are that there is no counterparty risk, as all the transaction is guaranteed by the clearing corporation, which is NSCCL. The transaction done in a SLBM segment will not be treated as a transfer or a sale, as per the clarification from the income tax circular dated 2008 February. Now, one point thing that we have to clear, that the fourth benefit that we have pointed it out, that all the transaction is guaranteed by the clearing corporation limited. So they are the financial guarantor for all the transaction. So what they do, they charge a margin for all the transaction to the borrower. So anyone who is borrowing a stock, they have to maintain 125% of the margin with the exchange before starting or at the time of getting into the contract, and they have to maintain that 125% of the margin for the entire contract duration. So if there is a default from a borrower part, they will lose that 125%. So the stock value is 100 rupees, 125 rupees they have to keep it with the exchange for the entire duration. Okay, so they will. So there's the reason why NSCCL keeps this margin with themselves is only to make sure that the borrower don't default. Now, what are the benefits for the borrower? Being a lender, then this question will come into your mind, that why someone is paying you in money to borrow a stock for 1 month period. What is the benefit that he is making out of it? Why he is paying you the money? So the reason for that is very simple. The borrower, they use this opportunity for arbitrage purpose. Then once in a while there comes an opportunity in the market when the cash price is trading above the derivative price, above the future price. So what they do, they short sell in a cash market and they buy in a future market. And for short selling in a cash market, as all of you understand, they will require a share, and without that they cannot short sell it. So they will borrow it from the SLBM market, and then they will be able to short sell it in the cash market, and they will buy it in the future. Before the expiry, they will square off their position. They will buy back again in a cash market. They will sell them in the future market. The share that they will get it in the cash market, they will deliver it back to the lender. So this is how exactly it works. They can also use it for short selling of a securities which are not available in a future in a FNO. So there are many stocks which are not available in a FNO segment, but they are available in SLBM. So if someone have a bearish view on those stocks, what people can do, what the borrower can do, they can borrow the stock and they can short sell it in the cash market directly. And when the stock price goes down, they will buy it again and they will deliver it back to the lender. So if someone want to speculate on a stock which are not available in FNO or in a ban period in the FNO, they can also use the SLBM for borrowing. And obviously the main reason, again, the third main reason can be to meet the obligation in case of a shortage in delivery or to avoid any kind of an physical settlement or an auction. For that also, borrower can borrow the stock from the lender. So these are the main key points why a borrower will borrow the stock from the lender. Most probably what we have observed that what we have seen that 90% of the liquidity comes from the arbitrage opportunity only. So how to get it started? Let's suppose you have a stock in your Demat account and you want to start doing SLBM. So what are the ways that you can start? So to participate in SLBM, the first step is to get an SLBM privilege done. How to get SLBM privilege? You can go to our website hdfcsec.com and you can get activate your SLBM privilege from there. There are two ways to do it. One is the offline and another is the offline, or is an online and the offline process. So you can do either one of them. Once the privilege is done, then you can go for the order placement. Order placement as of now is an offline process only. For that, you have to contact your relationship manager. If you don't have a relationship manager, you can directly contact customer care also, CDD, Central Dealing Desk, and you can place an order from there. But the first step is to get an SLBM privilege done. How to get an SLBM privilege done from our website, we will show you after the end of this presentation. So once the privilege is done, for order placement, again, you will be required to check the rate also. Now, unlike secondary market, SLBM has a different list of stock and different rate for all the stocks. So you will be required to check the live rate in the website of an NSE, or you can ask your RM to give you the live quote. Only then you can place an order. So how to check the live rate? This is an example which you can see an SLB watch. The same SLB watch will be available in the NSE website also. And how to read it? I will just show you that. So on the left hand side, you can see the symbol. These are the list of stock. And you can see the best bid. So you always have to check the best bid price. That is the column that you have to check it. So for example, Jet Airways, you can see best bid 15 rupees. So what that means? 15 rupees is someone is offering you for Jet Airways in this example. Always you have to check the best bid price. Quantity is not very important because there are many iceberg order or the orders which will look very small, but if you start placing an order, it will execute. So quantity is not very important, but the price is something that you have to see it. You always have to check the best bid price. On the left hand side, you can see it. The best offer price are the price that has been quoted by the lenders. Okay, so you always have to check the price which has been quoted by the borrower. So left hand side price, the best bid price is the price that has been quoted by the borrower, and you can execute the order at that particular price. Now, what are the charges for SLBM, brokerage and other charges? So we have taken an example from this screenshot only. Jet Airways, as you can see in the example, is trading at 15 rupees. Okay, so if you have, let's suppose 1000 quantity, you can lend the stock at 15 rupees. So what will be your income out of this? So 15 rupees is the SLBM price of Jet Airways. Okay, you have 1000 quantity. 1000 quantity into 15,000 rupees becomes your gross profit. Okay, I hope this point is very clear. Same way you can calculate for other stock also, but we are taking the example of Jet Airways only. 15 into 1000, 15,000 rupees is your gross income. Brokerage will be 15% of whatever is the gross income. Okay, understand, 15% of the profit, not of the turnover value. Please understand this. 15% of the profit will be the brokerage. So in this example, 2,250 rupees will be the brokerage. GST will be 18% of the brokerage. So 405 rupees approximately will be the GST. So net income will be 12,345 rupees. So if you have 1,000 quantity of Jet Airways and if you want to lend it at 15 rupees, you will be making 12,345 rupees without taking any kind of a market risk, without doing any kind of a new investment, without doing any kind of a effort, actually just giving a confirmation to your RM, and you will be getting this 12,000 rupees from the market. So this is how attractive the SLBM is. Without doing anything, actually you are making this kind of a money just by putting the share that you have on rate. That's it. So now again, the first step for starting SLBM is to get an SLBM privilege and then to see the SLBM live rate. So we will try to show you both the example from the website. So first of all, you have to go to our website hdfcsec.com in order to start an SLBM privilege. I hope you can see the HDFC page. In this, before logging, you have to go to the product section. Under product, you have to go to the equity and you can see the third last option, securities lending and borrowing. Just click on that. Once you click on that, an SLBM page will open up. It will have a brief discussion of a SLBM. It will have a benefit, FAQ, and how to get privilege section at the middle. So click on how to get privilege. Once you click on how to get privilege, you will find couple of options: online, to apply online, to apply offline. Now to apply offline, earlier we used to have only offline option. It's a 6-page form that you have to download it, do a signature, then send it to the address mentioned in the form itself to the operation team. So we will normally suggest to avoid the offline process, since you will download the form, you will submit, you will do a signature, then you will send it to the head office. And if you're sending it from outside of Mumbai, it will take 2 days, 3 days time to reach to Mumbai, then to our operation team, and then it will upload it. So it will take at least 4 to 5 days time to get a privilege done. Plus, during this situation, there's the chances that the form might get misplaced or something like that. Doesn't reach to the head office. So in order to avoid that, kind of a problem, we have an online process which is very smooth. Just click on online. They will give you in terms and condition. Go through that. Click on proceed button. After accepting with the terms and condition, and once you do that, they will ask you for the login. Once you log in, then they will ask you for one document. Okay, the one document can be any of the what you can say, the document which is required for derivative privilege. Let's say either a 6-month bank statement, RTR return, 3 months salary slip. So they will give you the entire list of document. There are, I think, 6 list of document, out of which any one of will do. So ideally, I suggest everyone to download a 6-month bank statement only. The soft copy of that will be available with you anyway. Download that, and that's it. In a 2 days time, your SLB privilege will be done. It's a completely online process. Nothing to be worried about. Everything can be done from your screen itself. So this is the fastest way possible. If you're not comfortable with the online process, then you can obviously go with the offline process. Offline process is again same. Go to the same page of SLBM, click how to get privilege, and click on the apply, how to apply offline. So submit, you have to click to download the form. A 6-page form will be downloaded like this form. Yeah, so it is like this. A 6-page form will be available. You have to take a printout of it. You can see at the bottom of every page a signature will be there. So do a signature, and the address is mentioned at the bottom of every page. At the same address, you have to send a form. You have to write to operation team. So it will go to the operation team and they will update your privilege. So in case you're not comfortable with the online process, then you can go with the offline. But again, we will suggest you to go with the online process only, since it's more smoother. Now, in case you want to see the live rate from NEC website, so after doing an SLBM privilege, the second option is to see the live rate, which are the stock in which the SLBM rate is available. So for that, you have to go to the NSE website. This is the NSE website that you can see the new version of it. In the new website, you have to go to the market data. In market data, you have to go to the last option under market watch, securities, lending and borrowing. So once you go into that, you will be able to see the page of SLBM. And just like the example that we have shown you in the PPT, you can see on the left hand side the stock name, and then you can see the best bid price and the best offer price. But the most important thing in this example will be to select the contract month. So there are two types of contracts, Series A and Series B. Always go with the Series B latest month contract. Okay, so in the latest month contract, you can find couple of options, like say for December month, you can find December D1, a normal December month contract, and December D2. Okay, so you always have to go a normal contract. Normal contract means at the right hand side of that contract, nothing should be written. There should be no D1, D2. There should be nothing written in bracket. It should be a normal contract. Why you have to see a normal contract? The rest of the contract are the rollover contract. Rollover means someone who have already done the lending and they want to roll over their contract from one month to another. So you have to see only the normal month contract under Series B. So December month you can go for, or January month or February month. So I am taking an example of December month contract. So in December month we can see the best offer, but bid is not available. So let us go and try to see the Jan month contract. Okay, so no bid available for Jan month also. So yeah, so December month now again it's got refresh and the rate is available. So you can see Bajaj Finance has a rate of 2.55 at the best bid. What does this mean? Someone is ready to give you 2.55 rupees for 2,500 share. Now again, the quality is not very important. 2.55 rate is something that is important. So you can, whatever quantity you have, you can put a rate at 2.55. You can see the best offer price at 4 rupees. What this means? There are lenders who are quoting 4 rupees. They want 4 rupees per share. They are not comfortable with 2.55 rupees. Same with Kotak Bank. Someone is quoting at, a borrower is quoting at 75 paisa. They are ready to borrow the stock at 75 paisa. And the lenders are ready to lend it at 1.50 rupees. So like this way, you can see the bid and offer. Unfortunately, right now, today, the rate is available only in couple of stock, but you can, keep checking it, let's say once in a day. So mostly you will find the rate in 5 to 6 stock. Today, unfortunately, the rate is available only in couple of stock only. Okay, so I hope you are, you are clear exactly how to check the series and contract. What is the difference between Series A and Series B, and why I've told you to check Series B? The reason for that is that Series B has more liquidity and more volume. Series A normally doesn't have the more liquidity. There is also one more difference between both of them. So I've shown you, I've given you example what happens in the case of a corporate action. So in Series A, if you're lending in Series A, whenever any corporate action is announced, the contract will get closed. Okay. Whereas in case of a Series B, for dividend and stock split, the contract will remain open. So that is the reason why Series B will always have better rate. I hope the point is completely clear. How to check the rate, how to apply for the privilege part. Once you have applied for the privilege, then you can check the rate. Once the rate is available, you can call your RM and directly tell him to place an SLBM order. If you don't have a RM, you can directly call our CDD team and you can place an order from there. So it's a very simple product. I hope the point is completely clear for all of you. So now we will start a Q&A session. Any question that you have on this particular webinar, any doubt on the SLBM section, so please use this opportunity to clear your doubt and ask your question. You can see the question mark symbol at the top of your screen. Just click on question mark symbol, enter your name, and ask your question whatever you have. So Mr. Dhiren have a question. Why SLBM order stopped during the lockdown when you are getting the SLBM order placement online? So Mr. Dhiren, during the lockdown, due to the lack of manpower, we stopped the SLBM process. But it started again. It started in the month of July, June, July. Uh, and SLBM online order placement, we are trying our best to start it as early as possible. Right now, I will not be able to give you the exact time when we can start it, but yeah, we are trying our best to start it as early as possible. Mr. Ajay Bhandari have a question. Apart from the brokerage, there are other charges applicable. So, Mr. Ajay, in the example we have given you, you can see in the front of your screen there is a brokerage and there is a GST. So the GST will be 18% of the brokerage. So in example, you can see if you're lending 1,000 quantity at 15 rupees, 15,000 will be the gross income and your net income will be 12,345. There will be one more charges which we have written at the bottom. You can see DP outgoing charges. Now we cannot give you the calculation for DP outgoing charges because DP charges is something that every client have different for compared to their bank. So if some of the client might have 0.02%, some of them might have 0.04%, some of them might have free. The DP charges is the charges which is charged by the bank whenever share move out of your Demat account. Even when you sell the stock, if the stock move out of a Demat account, there is a charges. I hope you all understand that, which is charged only once in a month at the ending of the month. It is charged by the bank, not by the securities. Okay, it is charged by the DPT. So again, the calculation of that is very difficult for us to say because different clients have different brokerage charges. So that's something that you can take a help of the bank RM and you can understand what is the Demat outgoing charges will be there for your account. But ideally, it will be somewhere around 0.04%, which comes to around 4,000 rupees for 1 crore of a transaction. Mr. Joshi, Samil Joshi have a question. Historically, what is the average return on SLBM? It's very difficult to give you the historical return, Mr. Joshi. But what we can suggest you is that you can follow the live rate for a few days, and you can see it yourself. What kind of return you can get. It different. It differs from stock to stock, and even for the same stock, the rate will be different. If someone has given, let's suppose, 1 rupees for last 1 year, it does not guarantee that the same rate will be available in future. So it's very difficult to predict the SLBM market. It will be best if you can at least once or twice you can check that live rate directly in the SLBM website or in the NSE website only. Mr. Durgesh Yadi have a question. This profit is for what duration? What are the risks in SLBM? So Mr. Durgesh, as we have discussed, the risk is covered by the NSE. Since they are the financial guarantor for the entire process. So there is nothing to be worried about for the risk part. But the profit is for 1 month duration. The example that we have shown, it's for the 1 month only. So in 1 month, if you're getting 12,000 rupees without taking any kind of a risk, so I don't think there is any issue in the entire process. Mr. Anand Goyal have example. You have not specified the time duration. Mr. Anand is for 1 month period. Raghavan have a question. What if we do not have the entire quantity? Can we offer whatever quantity we have? Yeah, Mr. Raghavan. You can offer whatever quantity that you have it. You don't have to offer the entire quantity. Miss Preeti have a question. Is there a lock-in when we lend? Yeah, Mr. Preeti. So if you lend it for 1 month period, for 1 month time, you cannot sell the stock in a secondary market. But in case there is any corporate action is announced, let's say for dividend apart from dividend and stock split, let's say right issue is announced or a bonus is announced, and you will obviously require a share to apply for the right issue. So in that case, the contract will get closed and you will get back your share before the end of the expiry. So only during the corporate action scenario when you require a share, the exchange will close the contract and you will get back the share. Otherwise, you cannot use the share for normal transaction. For 1 month period or whatever the contract period is, the share will be locked. Mr. Vivek Shah has a query. 2 years back, I had done a transaction in SLBM. You have debited my bank account instead of crediting. Are the process defined now? Yeah, Mr. Viveksha. So the reason what I can understand, the reason of a debit might be that it might be the bank holiday or the settlement holiday. If there is a settlement holiday, then there is a possibility that the amount might be debited from your account. So there is no other issue. You can easily start doing lending and borrowing. You can start with the smaller quantities to check it whether any amount is getting debited from you or not. And it's a process very smooth now. You can obviously try it, and everything will work very smoothly. So right now, you can also take the help of your RM, or you can contact directly to me. Mr. Srinivas, I have a question. How do I integrate my DP holding with SLBM screen? Can I set auto alert online? Srinivas, I think there are people who do it, to be honest, but I will not be able to exactly give you guidance on that. So one solution that you can do it obviously is you can take the help of your RM. You can tell him that this is my DP holding. If the rate comes in any of them, kindly alert me. This is one way of doing it. And there are people who obviously set up kind of an algo or something like that. But on that, to be honest, I will not be able to help you out, sir. Mr. Viveksha, saying I don't have an RM, kindly let me know where I can contact. Mr. Vivek, you can write a mail to the customer care. They should help you out on that part. Mr. Amit, have a question for 1 month period related to FONO period. Yeah, so this is a very good question, Mr. Amit. The 1 month or the monthly expiry which we have spoken about in this session is different from the FNO. The expiry of this SLBM contract happens on the first Thursday of the contract month. Okay, first Thursday of the contract month. What this means? If you are lending in the December month contract, the expiry of December month contract will happen on the first Thursday of December. So you will get back your share on the first Thursday of December. To make it more clear, let me give you an example. So in front of your screen, I hope all of you can see the SLBM page from NSE website. So you can see Bajaj Finance December month contract is trading at 2.55. So what this means? They are giving you 2.55 rate. Okay, share will be out of your Demat account today. You will get an income by tomorrow in your saving account, and the share will be out till December 1st Thursday. So what is the December 1st Thursday? December 1st Thursday is 3rd of December. So till 3rd of December, the share will be out of your Demat account. It will be in the borrower account. On the Thursday, 3rd of December, by the evening, it will come in your Demat account. The share will again come back in your Demat account, and for this period you will be getting this 2.55 rupees gross income. 2.55 into whatever quantity you have it. You will get this income on T+1 day only. So today, or either Wednesday, and you're lending it, tomorrow by Thursday evening, you will get an income in your account. So I hope the point is clear regarding a settlement of the SLB trade. Rajesh, have a question. The rates shown on NSE are for which period? So Mr. Rajesh, as you can see at the top, it is for December month. That means for 1 month period approximately. Raghavan, have a question. When will the profit will be paid? It will be paid on T+1 day. Today you have done a lending. Tomorrow you will get an income in your account. Priti, have a question. Do we need to open another account? No, Priti. In the existing account only, you can just take a SLBM privilege and you can start the lending and borrowing. Who are a typical borrower? Priti, they are borrower are mostly arbitration. Priti, it will be advisable if you can go to the webinar again to see the basic. Monish, have a question. Is there any charge to enrolling into SLBM? I will always get my share back, not the cash value. Mr. Monish, there is no charge to start an SLBM. You will 99.9% time you will be getting your share back only. There has been only one time out of in last 2 years time, only one or twice in last 3 years of our SLBM experience, that we will be able to get that. What we have seen is that there has been a cash settlement rather than a share settlement. Even in that cash settlement, the lenders have made a huge profit. So there has been only one or twice in last 3 year time. 99.9 times there should be no issue. Mr. Kirit Kapadia, have a question. When the rollover will be available in SLBM? Mr. Kapadia, sir, we are trying our best to start a rollover as early as possible. Mr. Harith have a question. What is the tax applicable? Tax will be as per the tax slab. It will go in other source of income. Mr. Srinivas have a question for stock lending. Should I log on into the NSE side or HDFC? Mr. Srinivas, you should go to the HDFC side to get a privilege to check the live rate. You can contact your RM or go to the NSE side. Mr. Javed have a question. 15% on the profit earned. Yeah, Mr. Javed. 15% on the profit earned, not on the turnover value. Mr. Raghavan have a question. Will the profit will be paid on a pro rata basis or the number of days? Mr. Raghavan, the profit will be paid at one go only. If today you have lended it and the rate is 2.5 into whatever quantity you have, that amount will be paid immediately. Mr. Murli Chari have a question. Should we be looking at this data every day? How many times a day? Only one times a day is more than enough. At around 12, the market matures really, so you can see the rate once at around 12 in the afternoon, or you can ask your give an instruction to your RN to check the rate on your behalf. Mr. Sunesh have a question. Can we watch a webinar again? Yeah, Mr. Sunesh, we will try to give you the link again. You can watch the webinar again. Mr. Kirit Kapadia have a question. Can a small investor can borrow from the market? Mr. Kapadia, yes, they can, but there will be few restriction, like not restriction, but there will be few limitation that they have to actually maintain that margin of 125% for the entire duration. So that will be difficult for the small investor. That's why we normally don't pitch to the small investor the borrowing part. The lending, anyone can do it, but for borrowing, it's ideally suitable for the arbitrator only. So yeah, no more questions. Some of the participants have missed the earlier part of this session. So what we will do, we will try to give you the link again in your email after this session. So in case you miss anything, we will again try to cover that part. Any more question, any more doubt that you have for the SLBM part that you want to clear it, you can use this opportunity. Any doubt or anything that you want to clear part, or clear your doubt. Mr. Murli is saying I have just applied for SLBM. Thank you, Mr. Murli. Mr. Javed have a question. Is the quantity rent into quantity rent rate equal to profit? Yeah, Mr. Javed, exactly. The quantity that you have into the quantity that you have into the SLBM rate, that is your gross profit. So I hope all the question is answered. No more question I can see. So thank you very much for joining us. Have a great trading day ahead. Have a great trading session ahead. Any doubt for SLBM, you can directly contact me also, or you can contact your relationship manager. Thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for attending the webinar.